Hey everybody, welcome back to One Seed, One World. So first off, I am going to apologize for Doug, my bantam rooster, who most likely will be screaming his head off through a lot of this video. Unfortunately, the thing I'm doing the video about is down here next to the chicken run, and every time I try to video, he feels like he needs to be a part of it. So once he gets going, you'll hear it. Anyway, so there he is. Doug. Shh, quiet on set. No, that doesn't work. Alright, so this summer, I've mentioned this on a previous video or two, I had a feral cat show up. And it was during the time when we had really high heats, and it was just miserable outside. And I saw her underneath of our pool deck where there was a tarp that had some water on it, and she was drinking water off the tarp, and I felt bad for her. I was like, can't have her out here in this kind of heat, no water, food, whatever. So I gave her a bowl of water, and then I think I did that for a couple of days, and then I gave her a little bit of food once or twice. So then I didn't see her for a couple of days, and then she shows back up, only this time she's got kittens with her. She brought her kittens along, deciding that this was a good place to hang out, I suppose. So she brought 5 kittens. So I started feeding and watering them because it was still just a miserable hot summer. And I used to have a beehive here behind me where I had my Langstroth hive. No, my Layens hive, sorry. And I didn't have bees this year, and so the food bowls were under there to kind of keep it out of the rain so they could eat. Where it was sort of dry, but it wasn't really a good spot. So I was like, you know what, I've got some leftover materials from other projects. I'll build it like a little pavilion area that I can put their food under. They can sit under there when it rains. Just a 4-post kind of thing with a roof, because I had leftover roofing material. So I did that over period of time. I did not take video of building this thing because it was kind of done piecemeal here and there, like on lunch breaks from work or after work, and I didn't take time to film it all. But got that set up. But then what I noticed, because the sides were so open and the little pavilion thing was so small, it's only like 6 foot by 7 foot, rain still was mainly getting in there. There was only like one little spot down the middle where rain wouldn't get when it would blow, you know, wind would blow the rain and whatnot in there. So I was like, well, I should probably close in the sides better. So I ended up building the feral cats a whole house. That includes a sleeping box that's 3 levels high. It's got windows that I've got 6 mil plastic on. And this is my feral cat house that I've now built. The build was really pretty simple. It's just 2x4 posts, 2x4s with some plywood on them to keep them sturdy at the corners. And then I added a couple more 2x4s here so that I could put doors in, and then I build some middle. I'll show you the whole thing here in a second, but I just kept adding to it. All the shingles are just fence pickets, just pine fence pickets. I had a whole pile of them left from other woodworking projects that I was doing, so I decided to use those, and then I had to buy some more to finish up the job. But I just cut them to size, so it's not like the building's insulated or anything like that. It's mainly to protect them from wind and snow, you know, and rain, for when it's, especially over winter, so that they can be here and not get wet or cold. The sleeping box is not insulated, it's just mainly plywood, but it is 3 levels of hay, or each of the 3 levels has a ton of hay in it to help insulate it, give them something soft to sleep on. If you decide to make a sleeping box for your feral cats, hay is probably the best thing to use. Don't use fabrics or clothes, because in really cold weather, like fabrics, clothes, towels, those things can freeze even with a cat being in there, and the cat will freeze with it, like freeze to death. But the straw is insulator. It has airflow, so it doesn't freeze. and if it's in an area where it doesn't get wet and out of the wind, should be enough, depending on how cold it gets where you're located. But this sleeping box is inside this building, so it's even further protected, so I think that it will be fine. So let me just show you a couple little things of the building. The roof, it does have a green metal roof because I had leftover green metal roofing from my shed and greenhouse projects, roofing projects. So that didn't cost me any money because I had already bought, I mean it did, but not for this project. I just had some sheets left over that fit on top. So I was able to do that. Some of the 2x4s were left over from other projects. A lot of the fence pickets were left over from other projects. I did end up buying some more 2x4s. I think a couple sheets of plywood for the roof and some more shingles to finish it off. But overall, it didn't cost me a whole lot of money because a lot of it was stuff I already had. So this side has a window, and then down below the window, you will see there's a little cat door there that they can go in and out of. And then I've got some front doors that has a latch to keep the wind from blowing it open, and another little cat door there that they can go in and out of. The only problem having with these doors is the way I put them in, they open in, which for such a small building is not very convenient. So I'm going to redo that in the spring, as well as this will get painted or stained in the spring to help with the longevity of the wood. It's just, I didn't have time to get to it before the cold weather set in. So there's the front of that. And then this side has a window as well. And it's just 6mm plastic over the window to keep the rain and stuff out and cold for over winter. Probably in the summertime, I'll take that plastic off so they can get in and out of the windows as they please, because they sometimes like to sit on the windowsills. So my initial build was to keep the dogs out of this area. So I had leftover lattice work. So I put up lattice work to block off this concrete pad, as well as building a little gate on there to, I don't know, make it look nice from the yard. This patio just had a bunch of old logs on it, which you can see up here. And it was all overgrown in vines and whatnot. So I cleaned all the vines off, moved the logs around, so they like actually playing and scratching on these logs. Sometimes they will sleep in that bird bath there when it's dry. So, you know, it's a place back here behind the sheds next to the chicken run. And I had to put some more fencing, which maybe you can see down there past the mess. Hang on. So you see I've got some hardware cloth fencing just kind of up back there because the cats like getting in that brush pile, but the dogs will get excited and come flying down here and chase the cats up trees and stuff, especially our puppy, Maisie. So I had to block that whole area off from the dogs. So the cats have a whole area now that they are safe from dogs. Granted, they don't always stay back in there. They'll go out into the garden and everything, but they have a place they can run to. All right, this is looking in the front door at the sleeping box and whatnot. I just have some old deck boards that I laid, well, they're not old, they're actually new deck boards, but some leftover deck boards that I laid down on the floor. They're not screwed in, they're just laying on top of the concrete so the cats didn't have to stand on cold concrete while they're eating. And then this is just the basic plywood box that's 3 levels tall. I think each level is about 18 inches high and it's 5 feet long, so it can fit all the cats, because Mama Cat did come back with a second batch of kittens. So I have somewhere between 10 and 12 out here, depending on the day, total cats. There's the original batch, which are like 8 months, 9 months old now, maybe a little bit, even 10 months old, I don't know. And then the kittens they're probably 3 months old now, I'd say at least, because they're not nursing or anything anymore. They eat the regular food. Anyway, so this is the box, and then you can just kind of see. Okay, so this is the feral cat house that I built for the feral cats. I do have a trail cam set up in there that way I can keep an eye on what's going on, what cats are coming in and out. as well as other animals. We have had raccoon out here, and night before last, we actually had a possum that was in there walking around looking for food. The possum has been here multiple times over the summer, but now I can see that since I've finished off the building this past week with the doors and stuff, it has no problem walking in and checking for food. Now, fortunately, the cats, because I only feed them once a day, they finish off the food most of the time by early evening. You know, they'll eat like half of it in the morning and then the other half at night before bedtime. And so most times that I've seen when the possum gets here, there's not any food for him. So I'm surprised he keeps coming back. I guess it's because there has been a couple times there was food left over that he or she knows that there's a potential for food being here. So that brings me to the last point, is that, you know, of course there's a concern, because while possums are awesome creatures, they can carry diseases that can affect your dogs or cats, especially things like lepto or coccidosis. There's several things that they can give your pets or your feral cats. Now, there are vaccines for these, and like I've had our dogs vaccinated for lepto because there are possums around and the dogs getting the stuff around the yard. So the next thing is now trapping all of these feral cats and taking them one at a time to the SPCA to get their rabies shots, lepto shots, other vaccinations. They fix them, they microchip them, and they tip their ears so that if anybody finds them in the future, they'll know that the cat has been fixed and has been microchipped. Now, the one difficulty that I've run into is that our SPCA is full all the time. They get so many animals in there. So getting cats in for this, they don't often have room. So far, I've only been able to get one male who I've named Patches. I was able to trap him and get him in. It took them a week. He was there for a week before they were able to get him fixed, and then I went and picked him up and brought him back and let him loose again. So today, there's been a couple other days where I tried to catch cats, but nobody was interested in the trap. I think Patches told them what was going on. And then today, I set the trap up again because I had some decent weather. And I caught 2 of the kittens. Now, my original plan was to catch the kittens when they were much younger and could then go to foster homes where they could be, you know, socialized and get used to humans. I think I've missed that window now because they are really feral. The kittens don't let me get anywhere, well, within a few feet, but they're definitely not socialized. So I don't know if they could really still be homed at this point. I think they're going to be forever feral cats, but they're too young to fix. So I don't really want to take them in yet because there's not a whole lot. I mean, they could get some shots and stuff, but then I'd have to catch them again to take them back and get the fixed. So right now I'm just trying to get the big older ones, which there are 5 of those. This morning, within 10 minutes, I caught 2 kittens. So I let one go, and then within just a few minutes, another one went in there and trapped that one. I let that one go. And all the big cats have kind of, I saw one of Momo's. I saw Momo's out here earlier, but he or she hasn't come near the trap. I don't know what sex any of these cats are, with the exception of Patches was a he because he got fixed. And then the mama cat. But the mama cat has not been around now for at least 2 weeks. And even before that, I only saw her periodically. So really in the last month, I've only seen her 1 time. So I don't know if she's still sticking around, if something happened to her. She did this once before and came back with the second batch of kittens. So I hope that's not the case. Although the time that I saw her, she didn't look like she was pregnant. So I don't know if she's still around or what. But in the meantime, I have all these other ones that I have to trap and get fixed and vaccinated. So this was an unplanned project, but I think I built a cute little house over here. And it's worked really well. On the trail cams, they're coming in and out of here all day long. And, you know, multiple times throughout the night, I see them moving around on the, when I pull the card in the video, they're always doing stuff. So they are definitely making full use of this building. Now if I can just get them trapped. But at this point in the day, I'll probably take the trap down and try again on Thursday, because tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day. And I don't want to set the trap up, even though I do check it about every half hour once I set it. I don't want them stuck out here in the rain in a trap. That would just be miserable. So we'll try again on Thursday and see if I can get one. And I also wrote a bunch of lyrics for a song about my feral cat situation. It's actually that I'm not performing it, but the lyrics and arrangement and everything I wrote. So the song itself is on Spotify or on Amazon for purchase for download for 99 cents. So if you want to check out the song and if you like it and want to purchase it, or just stream it on Spotify, those kind of things help the channel as well. I have other music on there as well, if you want to check out all that stuff. So if you've got feral cats, I hope that they are being well taken care of and that you're managing them. But maybe, you know, if you want to get really crazy, you can build a whole house for them. And maybe this will give you some ideas. So, but whatever's going on in your neck of the woods, I hope it's working out fantastic for you and that you're having a good fall, winter, holiday season. But we will see you again soon. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. Have a great day. Namaste.